Welcome back, Incarceration fans, to another Prison Architect video. Following on from my last video, I said I wanted to continue working on a big internal prison, so this is stage one of this prison. I am building this part here, and then we're going to duplicate that over the side here, or reflect it over the side, so the kitchen will probably get bigger and move out this way, and then we're going to build a third and a fourth. And I'm going to see how all of this culminates together. It's going to take me quite a while to get it all set up, but you can see here the kitchen is separate. Once again, the two doors, it seems to stop the prisoners going and grabbing knives out of the cooker. Then we're going to have the canteen area, shower area, then we're going to have cells all around the outside and a little holding cell here just for when it's needed. Not quite sure with this whole area here whether I'll transform that into something later on or another set of cells or something like that and have an admin block maybe up here, and we'll see how it all works out. Unfortunately the first load of prisoners came in, and because I'm building this massive facility, the first load of prisoners came in and I hadn't actually finished building the first set of cells, so they're just a smidge upset with me at the moment because they're living out of the holding cell, but they've got a phone booth and toilets, so I don't know what they're complaining about. So you can see that I've laid everything out with using the workshop room, so I've just used that to lay everything out, get everything neat and set up. Prisoners don't seem to use this room. I imagine that it's being expanded upon, and Introversion will have something coming or some plan coming for the workshop, but at the moment it doesn't seem to be doing anything at all, so I thought it was safe to use that. I'm still using the weights bench, still don't quite understand. Hang on. Okay, so I seem to be hang on, I'll just pause it. I seem to be using CCTV instead of shower heads, which is easy to see why I've done such a thing. Right, let's get rid of these two and put shower head there and there, and we'll have to dismantle these ones. She got distracted halfway through this job with tending to the prisoners in the canteen, because they were going to start a riot if I let them carry on. Right, back to it. Right, so that fixes the shower situation. So and then we just need to set up some beds and such sort of things in the cells. I really liked in the last prison how it worked having TVs in the cells, so I'm going to replicate that again in this prison. It really did work out well. None of them seemed to be bored at all. Right, there's the TV. The TV's there, so I think this is the way you put the TVs in, with the greater green area on that side so they can all fit in. And as such, I really don't have enough cells now to even look at getting my first prison intake. So I have cancelled the first set of deliveries here, so that we're not going to see any more prisoners come through, because that's just going to be way too much for me to handle at this point, because of such a large build to get it started. That's a mammoth building effort by the workmen, and I didn't really hire any extras because I didn't really want that to be necessary. Let's make that staff only. So you can see it's all chugging along slowly here. I think it's going to be a long time before we really get anywhere with this prison, just because it's such big cost to get it built up. Let's get those doctors going. And I don't know how it's going to work with the finances. It's probably going to be a while before, or a long period of my playtime before I can get this set up, so I'll probably fast forward it a few times rather than doing any form of proper let's play. I don't think it's worth it for what I'm doing here. But I'm going to pause it now and then give it a bit of a fast forward, and we'll come back when I've actually made some progress and show you guys how the prison's looking. Right, welcome back to the concrete jungle. As you can see, I have built this first expansion. Unfortunately, it really hasn't worked the way I planned. So unfortunately this will be my last video on this prison, because I don't see how I can make it work with 2 yards and 2 canteens. The game really was set up to just have 1 yard, 1 big yard and 1 big canteen. Unfortunately, and with all of these little cell areas, I think your cell blocks need to be really big so that you can micromanage your guards a lot easier. So those are the 2 really big lessons I've learned here. Once again, the phone booths worked a treat. I still don't quite understand the common room and what it does. I don't really know if that's been finished very well within the game. Once again, we're in alpha, so none of this is really a big problem at all. Sorry, I'll just mark out these cells while I'm talking. So yeah, and it looks like I need to bring electricity around a couple of areas here. So once again, the CCTV really didn't have an effect. As well as that, I still haven't seen metal detectors have really an effect, but I haven't, since I've started using 2 doors to get into the kitchen, and for some reason the kitchen is a cell, and I'm pretty sure the chefs won't like that. Get them back in here and cooking. So since I've had these 2 doors to get into the kitchen, the prisoners really haven't been trying to access the kitchen in that way anymore. And you can see here exactly what's gone wrong. So the prisoners, for some reason, need to swap between sides of the prison to make themselves happy. You'll even see it where they'll run across, grab food out of the serving trays in this canteen, and then go and sit at the tables in this canteen. So unfortunately I had to quickly build this here, and I was really strapped for cash at the time, so it was quite the hassle. But essentially what I need to do down here in the medical ward is let the prisoners through the locked doors, or unlock the doors. Of course, in a real prison, this wouldn't go so well for the doctors, I would imagine, and they wouldn't be happy with that sort of a working environment. So yeah, I enjoyed building the prison though. I knew that I was really hunching on a plan that may or may not work, but we're going to look to build another big prison. I'm thinking we need 1 canteen, 1 yard, we need a really good layout, so I need to set it up perfectly from the beginning. And like I've said in the past, what I do is I use the workshop. The workshop, you can put it anywhere, so you don't actually need a built room. Started off, I used the garbage, and so I'd place the garbage down, and you just do a little block for a cell or something like that, and you know exactly where to build your walls. But I found that the maintenance guys were constantly loading the garbage areas I was building up with garbage, and then I'd be building out here, or I'd be laying down these tiles, and the maintenance men were having to run all the way over here to grab the garbage, so they were wasting all their time. So that was another little lesson learned. So I found that the workshop area is a good way to do it. And what I also found, I had these strange money amounts and that were coming in as I was laying out the workshop. So if I lay out a workshop here, we'll see if it actually does it. But a workshop needs to be 5 by 5 to work, and once again, I don't think Introversion have actually finished the workshop function, so I don't know if it does anything yet. But the room requirements aren't showing up. They should be met there. Yeah, there we go. So the room's laid out, and then if we go to valuation, no finance, there we are. Workshops 810, so you actually get extra income from workshops. So I think I've built a workshop up the top. Whoop, geez, wrong buttons. Built a workshop up the top just to test it out, and this workshop's giving me an extra $800 a day just for having it there. So if you're trying to build a really big prison, or you lay out a really big cell block that you're going to map out later with the things, do the whole thing in a workshop. And if you're just going to leave it for a couple of days as you're accruing money to work it, lay a big workshop across it, and you'll actually just generate a little bit of income while you're waiting for it to tick over. So that was a good little find for me, and that certainly helped, especially as I laid out this big prison here. And I did build it slowly, so just in little chunks, and then I'd lay the workshops down wherever I built something and just leave it sitting there ticking away, earning money while I micromanaged the staff over here and built up the walls and everything I needed over this side. So yeah, thanks very much for tuning in again, guys. really appreciate you coming along and having a look. We've got the next video we build will be my giant concrete jungle of doom, so hopefully that one will work out a lot better than this one did. See you next time.